Tom Kelly. Tom Kelly was a two-sport athlete who distinguished himself in both football and basketball in the early 1940s. From his offensive end post, Tom was a deep pass threat, and he finished sixth in Bergen County in scoring. Tom, along with his twin brother, St. Mary's Hall of Famer Hugh Kelly, were vital members of the 1941 resurgent team that put St. Mary's football back on the map. In recognition of his outstanding performance during the 1941 football season, Tom was elected to the all-county teams by the Sunday Observer and the Herald News. As a basketball player, Tom was a ball-hawking, playmaking guard who was elected to the Bergen County All-Stars, coached by then legendary NFL coach Vince Lombardi. Tom was elected captain of the 1942 St. Mary's basketball team, but joined the Navy soon after the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. Our inductee was awarded a number of medals for his service in World War II, most notably in recognition of his distinguished service in the Allied landing on June 6, 1944 at Normandy Beach. Tom resided in Williamstown, New Jersey with his wife Mary and his two sons, Tom and Kevin, before his passing. Steve Caputo. Steve Caputo stands tall in the long history of great St. Mary's runners dating back to 1935. Steve was an outstanding sprinter in the 100 and 220-yard dashes. He was a multi-letter winner in track and set the school record in the 220-yard dash. Following his junior year, he placed fifth in the New Jersey State Championship meet Catholic Division in the 100-yard dash. In his senior track season, Steve was undefeated in his 3 events in his senior year and set school records for 11 consecutive triple wins and most points with 205. In the 1968 championship meets, Steve placed first in the Catholic Division in the 100 and the 220-yard dashes, and in the New Jersey State meet, won 2 second-place silver medals in the 100 and 220-yard dashes. Steve was a member of the 1967 8-1 St. Mary's football team and lettered 3 times during his career at St. Mary's. After high school, Steve attended Marquette University and was a stellar performer on the Marquette University track team. Steve has been married to his wife Patricia for 23 years. They have 2 children, a daughter Jennifer, a college junior, and a son Scott, a high school senior. Steve now stays busy playing golf, skiing, and playing tennis. Leo Conley. Leo Conley was a member of the Gales' back-to-back state championship baseball teams of 1976 and 1977. As a junior in 1976, Leo hit .348 and was among the team leaders in slugging, on-base percentage, and fielding percentage. A slick fielding third baseman, Leo was known for his nimble, backhand diving stops on balls down the line and quick snagging of grounders headed for the shortstop hole. As a senior, Leo hit .372 with an on-base percentage of .589 and was among the team leaders in hits and RBIs. In his senior year, Leo was named to the All-State Parochial Third Team, All-League Second Team, and All-County Honorable Mention in the Bergen record. Leo was also a member of the undefeated 10-0-0 state championship football team of 1976. Leo started on both offense and defense and was the team's punter and holder for place kicks. On defense, Leo started at cornerback and led a secondary that supported the front seven in holding opponents to only 5.2 points per game. Leah was named to the All-State Parochial third team at the end position by the Star-Ledger, to the All-League first team, and to the All-County Honorable Mention team in the record. After graduation, Leo attended Franklin and Marshall College and earned a degree in sociology. Leo currently resides in Randolph, Vermont, with his wife Sheila and children Casey, Courtney, Liam, and stepchildren Ember and Mariah. Ben O'Hara. Ben O'Hara began his career with the St. Mary's CYO in 1987 as an assistant coach. He moved up to head coach of the 6th grade team in 1990 and was named CYO director in 1995. When Ben took over the program, there were only 2 levels of basketball: 6th grade boys and 8th grade boys. Through initiatives introduced by Ben in 1997, the first 8th grade girls team was added to the program, and 2 years later, a 6th grade girls team was formed. In 2010, Ben also initiated a 3rd and 4th grade boys team. With approximately 75 student athletes involved in the program, 4 of the 6 teams compete in 2 different leagues and play between 40 to 50 regular season games a year. Ben's CYO leadership has had a direct impact on the success of St. Mary's High School boys and girls basketball programs. Over the last 25 years, Ben has instilled his basketball knowledge and life lessons in a generation of St. Mary's student athletes. During high school, Ben was a member of the 1980 state championship football team here at St. Mary's, where he led it 3 years as a starting offensive tackle. Ben resides in Rutherford and works for the borough's Department of Public Works. Trinette Gooding Carruthers, Ph.D. Trinette Gooding Carruthers was a strong, powerful athlete who excelled in basketball, cross country, and track and field at St. Mary's. On the basketball court, Trinette was a 3-year varsity player and captain during her senior year. Trinette's basketball skills earned her well-deserved spots on the BCSL All-League team for 3 years, the All-County team for 2 years, the Bergen-Passaic County Girls All-Star Basketball Classic, and the New Jersey North-South Girls All-Star Basketball Classic. During her final 2 seasons as a Lady Gale, Trinette averaged 11.5 points per game and led the team in rebounds with 14 per game. Trinette also excelled in track and field, and as a senior won the NJSI-AA Girls Parochial B State Championship in the shot put with a toss of 35 feet, 7 inches. Following graduation from St. Mary's, Trinette received a 4-year Division I athletic scholarship for basketball to Iona College, where she was named captain and most improved player during her senior season. Trinette is currently a dedicated special education teacher for the New York City Department of Education, where she has worked since 2005. Jeff Cruz. Jeff Cruz was a skillful and talented performer in football and baseball for the Gales. On the football field, Jeff is remembered for his speed and quickness at the running back position and for being a huge contributor to 3 league championships, 2 state semifinal appearances, and 1 state final game. In his junior and senior years at St. Mary's, Jeff rushed for over 2,500 yards and scored 37 touchdowns, ranking him among the league's best and the county's best in scoring. Jeff received all-league first-team honors in his junior and senior seasons at St. Mary's High School and second-team all-county, as well as second-team all-parochial. In baseball, Jeff helped his team win 2 Parochial B North State Sectional Championships and recorded a 5-0 pitching record as a junior and batted .448 in his senior year, slugging 3 homers and knocking in 20 runs. Once again, Jeff's tremendous efforts earned him first-team all-league honors. Upon graduation from St. Mary's, Jeff went on to East Stroudsburg University and earned his MBA at Montclair State University. Jeff currently works for Prudential Financial. A.J. Dolan. A.J. Dolan is the first wrestler in the school's history to be inducted into the St. Mary's Hall of Fame. In the early 2000s, the St. Mary's wrestling program began to attract county-wide attention, and A.J. Dolan was the catalyst in the wrestling program's success. A 4-year starter and 3-year captain, A.J. tallied a career match record of 91 wins and 19 losses. During his junior and senior years, A.J. dominated the 172-pound weight class. He made first-team All-League and All-County Honorable Mention in his junior year and first-team All-League and third-team All-County after his senior campaign. During his career, A.J. also achieved 2 St. Mary's wrestling firsts, placing both in the district and region postseason matches, highlighted by a second-place finish in the region in his senior year. In addition, he led to the school's first league and Parochial B North State Championship. That same year, the St. Mary's wrestling team ranked 9th among the wrestling powerhouses in Bergen County. A.J. was also an exceptional football player. A 3-year varsity starter, he earned spots during his career on the All-League, first and second team, as well as All-County Honorable Mention. In his senior year, A.J. averaged 15 yards per catch and 7.5 yards per carry. He led the football team to 3 consecutive league championships and to the state championship game in 2000. He went on to study at Fairfield University in Connecticut after his memorable years at St. Mary's. The 1974 baseball team is one of the great Cinderella stories in St. Mary's history. Led by new head coach Joe Wadika, the team entered the season with little expectations and without several non-returning starters from the previous year. After an uninspiring preseason, the Gales turned things around immediately and won 6 out of their first 7 games. Led by a scrappy crew of seniors and juniors and contributions from the underclassmen, the 1974 team amassed 20 victories by season's end, at that time a school record. In the state tournament, the Gales had an impressive nail-biting victory over Immaculate Conception of Montclair by a score of 1-0, and then shut out the number 2 ranked team in the state, St. Patrick's of Elizabeth, by a resounding score of 6-0. The trip to the ball was completed when the historical team outscored St. Anthony's of Jersey City for the North Parochial B state title. Although the Gales failed to take home the All-State Championship that year, the 1974 team established the championship standard for St. Mary's baseball in the following years, as the underclassmen from the 1974 team led the Gales Diamond squads to numerous playoff victories and 2 overall state championships in 1976 and 1977. The 1967 St. Mary's football team ranks among the finest the school has ever produced. The Gales were coached by New Jersey and St. Mary's Hall of Famer Jack Jones. The team compiled a record of 8-1 with victories over such traditional powers as St. Joseph Montvale, East Rutherford, and Our Lady of the Valley. The Gales participated in the Northern New Jersey Catholic Conference, but because of a mistake in scheduling, were denied a share of the championship based on their final record. The offense was led by Farrell Sheridan, Bill Byrne, John Kelly, and right guard Duke Custer. On defense, St. Mary's held 6 opponents to a touchdown or less from its punishing 4-4 defense, masterminded by Coach Jim Kelly. The Gale defense was led by All-State Tackle Hall of Famer Charlie Tyberski, Hall of Fame linebackers John Resch and Andy Cefalo, and cornerback Bill Southoff. Many team members continue their football careers after St. Mary's at such colleges and universities as Boston College, Minnesota, Villanova, Jersey City State, Fairleigh Dickinson, William Penn, and Wesley College.